Hello and welcome to this tutorial. In this video, I would like to give you an introduction to the Paint and Segment tool. Now, the Paint and Segment tool has been released with VGSTUDIO MAX 2023.1. This tool is especially powerful for segmenting datasets based on the gray value structure. It uses a machine learning classifier to segment the entire volume based on a few example regions that you define. This makes it very useful for a variety of applications, like for example, for battery segmentation, for biological datasets, or like in this example for material science. The dataset that I've opened here contains a glass fiber composite material consisting of 3 different components. We have the matrix material that is a polymer. Then we have the filler material that's a mineral. And then we have the glass fibers. What I would like to do is to separate these 3 materials. We could try to use a classical segmentation approach, like for example, a gray value range, but I'm afraid that this might not be too successful in this case because the matrix material and the filler material are very close to each other regarding their gray value. And on top of that, there is a certain amount of noise, which makes this even harder. Now, to get started with the Paint and Segment tool, we have to label the different materials. The tool can be found on the Select tab. Here we see 2 entries. There is Paint and Segment and Apply Paint and Segment Model. The first one that we will use is Paint and Segment. I will make sure that my volume is selected in the scene tree, and then I will click Paint and Segment. This will create a new object in the scene tree called Labeling 1. This labeling object will store all the labels that I will assign to the different classes. If you look up here in the ribbon, you'll see that a new contextual tab has appeared called Paint and Segment. That's where we find all the necessary controls. Per default, 2 classes exist. Since we have 3 materials, we will need 3 classes, so I'll add another one by clicking this Add button. Now, I would recommend to already name the classes according to what they represent. This will make it much easier for us later when we create regions of interest. So, I can just double-click this class and then let's name it Matrix. The second class will be called Filler. I can also use this Rename button to the right. And then that class will be named Fiber. First of all, using the brush size, you can increase the size of the brush cursor. So now that I've got my 3 classes, let's start painting. I will start with the matrix material, and what I will do is I'll just paint in a few voxels here and there where I think this should be matrix material. I really don't have to go overboard here at the moment. Then let's do the filler. So, this belongs to the filler material. And then for the third class, the fibers, I also paint just a couple of voxels. And I think that's just enough for now. Now that I've labeled a couple of voxels, I can activate the preview by checking this preview checkbox up here. Now, the very first time I activate the preview, this will bring up this progress dialog. However, this calculation only has to be executed once. The subsequent preview calculations will be almost instant, so I could go ahead and refine my segmentation in a very interactive manner. So here you see what our current segmentation looks like. Now obviously this is still far from perfect, but what I can do now is I can go in there and paint in the correct labels. So let's do that. I see some fibers here that didn't get classified correctly. Then this looks like it should be filler material. I can also turn down the preview opacity if the preview is distracting me too much from the gray values. This should probably be fiber. Then some more filler material here. And this way you can basically interactively refine your segmentation by just painting in the correct classes. Now you can also switch between your classes by using shortcuts. So I can use 1, 2, and 3 on the keyboard to switch between my 3 classes. If I had more than 3 classes, I could also use the other number keys as well. Alternatively, I can use the Ctrl plus Tab keys to go through them one by one. So, for my case, I will now try to turn down the quality as far as I can without making the segmentation worse. Now if I go too far, as we've seen before, some areas kind of grow together. So I think I will leave it at about 50. This looks okay to my eye. Now that I'm happy with my segmentation, let's apply it. For this, I have got 2 options. I can either save a model of my segmentation, or I can apply it right away to the volume that my labeling belongs to, and this will create regions of interest on that volume. Let's start with this first. So I'll click the Create Rows button, and this will start the calculation. Now keep in mind that this can take a very long time, depending on the size of your dataset. Now, as you can see, we've now got 3 new regions of interest in the scene tree for the 3 different materials. It can be kind of hard to identify which region is which, if you just see this outline display. That's why it is advisable to assign names to the classes beforehand. What we have seen now is the most straightforward workflow. However, there might be cases where you would like to save the segmentation model and apply it to a different volume or to a region of interest. And this is indeed possible. To do so, I will go back to the labeling object. To make the model we have created portable, we can use the Save Model button. This will create a model, which is an abstract description of my segmentation that I can then apply to other datasets or regions. If I click the button, I have to choose a name for my model. I will go with fibers. Let's take a look at how to apply this model. For this, I will create a new region of interest. So let's get rid of these first and then select the Rectangle Row tool and drag a rectangle. Let's assume I'm just interested in this area here. Applying the segmentation to just this row will be much faster than applying it to the entire volume. In order to apply the model, I now will click the Apply Paint and Segment Model button in the Select tab. This will bring me to a new contextual tab called Paint and Segment Models. It looks very similar to the Labeling tab that we've seen before. On this tab, I'll find a drop-down where I can select the model that I've just created. Indeed, it will be pre-selected. Like with the Labeling tab, I can just turn on the preview by checking this box. As you can see, the preview is now restricted to this region of interest because that's the region I have selected in the scene tree. I can also switch back to the volume and the preview will update automatically. But let's stay on the region. Like before, I can set the quality and the confidence threshold. So, these values are independent of the model. I can still change them after I have created a model. If I now hit Create Rows, the calculation will be much faster than before because it only runs on that one region. This also means that the regions that have been created will only contain data inside this rectangle. So now I think we've covered the most important aspects of the Paint and Segment tool. There is one last thing that I would like to show to you. You can use this Open Model Directory button up here to open the directory where your models are stored on disk. Your models are not part of the project. They're stored locally, and they belong to your VGSTUDIO MAX installation. If you would like to share a model with someone else, or you would like to transfer it to a different PC, you can just drop the file into this folder and it will automatically show up within VGSTUDIO Max. You can also include this folder in your backup to make sure your models are safe. Now that we're technically at the end of this tutorial, I would like to provide a little bonus that many of you probably already know, but it can be very helpful if you don't know about this. Now, as I've mentioned before, it is very hard to tell what is what if you have this view of your regions. What we can do to get better visualization is to assign render settings and the color to our regions. So, I'll select the fiber region and then I'll click this button down here to add render settings. And then double-click the bar at the top, and here I can assign a color, so I'll go with red for the fibers. Then I'll do the same for the filler. And here I'll use a blue color. Now I can turn off the outlines of the regions. Now I have a visualization that looks much better. With that, I think we've covered everything you need to know about the Paint and Segment tool for getting started. I am looking forward to learning about all the use cases that you will find for applying this tool.